In this video, we're going to show you how to save your property leads. So there's a number of ways of getting to a list of properties. Common way is through the dashboard. So if you find a particular property that you like, so a reduced property, let's say this apartment in Swansea Marina, you can get to them there, or you can do a wild search. So you can do SA1 and search all the portals this way, and again similar results, just more of them. So once you've done that type of search, once you've got to a point where you've got a list of properties, always view it in grid format. At this point you'll notice there's this little icon with a tick and then some lines next to it, and that's common to every single listing that the software has found. Now if you like a particular property, so let's assume you like this property, this apartment in the marina with some boats in front of it. If you like it, you click on this icon that I've just mentioned. So we click on that icon and it asks you, would you like to add this property to Deal Analyzer? Deal Analyzer is just on the left of UPD underneath Property Search. So you can edit it at any time. So of course, just giving you a little bit of advice there, we don't really need to worry too much about that. We just got to click OK. So we click on OK. What does that mean? That means that the information about that property has been stored. So even if it gets taken off wherever it was listed, even if it changes, at the point at which you save the property, the information is stored. So again, we're going to put the address in, because it's in the drop down there. We can see it's dynamically put in information about the listing, who it's listed with, a load of text from the advert as well, stuff that might be of interest to us, a URL link as well. So that's saved by clicking save. That's it. That is all that is required. No more writing down on bits of paper or doing screenshots. The property is now saved. So again, you can do that with as many properties as you like. Just to remind you, we can do that on anywhere on the software. We search any location for any property type, and again you'll see this little icon just appears irrespective of which portal it's on. Okay, but you remember a moment ago I saved it. So the next question really is, when I've landed on the dashboard, how on earth do I go and find the properties that I've searched recently? Well, that's really simple. We go down to this Deal Analyzer part of the software, and you can see in my example I've got quite a few, so it sorts them by types of strategies. Okay, so you can tell it what type of strategy this property is. And you can also see that there's some offers that have been saved and some prospects and some archive stuff. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. I'm just going to scroll down a touch and just look at the list. So these are all the properties that I've looked at recently. So they're sorted in order of addition. So you can see there it was added today. The property that we've just looked at, that apartment. Now if I want to see more detail, let's imagine I get called up, I get asked about a property, I need to check over it later in the day or maybe in a couple of months' time. It's saved, so I can click on view and it'll take me to a folder or a card which has all the information about this property. So you can see I can add the EPC in, and then I'll get my price per metre square, and I've got some other functions for UPD as well which I can do. Add it to area research to find if that area is good, and add it to lead research to find out if that strategy works well in the area. We're not going to be doing that now. What we are going to be doing now is just coming down a touch, and you can see here we've got a number of strategies that we can add. We've also got a record of any offers that we've made, some detailed market insights into stuff that's sold in that area and how the market is performing, and then we can add notes and tasks. Now if we put tasks or notes in, we can put a time limit to them and then they will show in your calendar. We can also take more photos and add them. So if you go out with your phone, you can add your extra photographs of this property by adding it there. We've got the original property details, and even, and this is unique, we've got an inspection form as well. So if you're going and doing a viewing on this property, you can use our inspection form on your phone and you can add information and fill it all out for yourself. So you've got a really good inspection record for the property. That's a new feature that's just recently been added. Now for this type of property, I would probably, as a property investor, I would probably look to buy, refurb and refinance it. It's probably a little dated inside. So I would select the BRR strategy and put in my purchase price, 150, how long it's going to take to be done, what I think it'd be worth when it's all done up. Let's put in 220. Whoops, helps if you can type. I think it'll probably rent for 1500. So you can see dynamically the software has worked out what my cash flow is going to be and what the rent coverage is going to be, and then also there's some other figures here, money left in and money taken out. Don't worry too much about those. They're for if you're looking to either flip or hold a property, and I'll explain that in a moment. Directly underneath there we can expand the default numbers, so it's going to assume that you're going to buy it with finance, that you're going to have some costs, and then once at some point in the future you are going to refinance it, and you're going to be paying some fees to refinance. Okay, again, in a more detailed video I would go through each of these, but they're pretty self-explanatory and you can fill them out. What you can do, which is really exciting, is you can put the refurb cost in. So again, calculate, in this instance I can calculate the refurbishment cost for the property. So in this instance I'm just going to put in 15,000, and you can see I can break that down into all the different pieces of work that I may do on this property, but again, you've also got the option just to put a total amount. So it's just a light refurbishment. This just give it a new kitchen and a new bathroom, and as you can see, all that information is contained within. If I save that, then not only have I got the property saved, but I've also got what I was going to do to it saved now as well. So you can see my plan was to do a buy, refurbish, refinance. If I were to do the work, I would potentially make £52,000 if I were to sell it. That's what this funds out means. And the money left in, that's common to those of us who understand return on investment or return on capital employed. After refinancing, I'll be leaving 6,000 in the deal, which is a return on capital employed of 162%, or an infinite ROI after 1 year. So again, if you're not too sure about how all that works out, you click on show report, and you've also got a fully detailed breakdown of the property. Now, we will go into more detail on that in other videos, which you can find in the video catalogue, but suffice to say, again, you may come back to this in a few months' time. So imagine in a couple of months' time, a deal that I didn't get, or an offer I didn't get accepted, falls through. I can go back and I can look at this property and see what my strategy was. So really quick and easy way to get back to data and back to information about properties that you've looked at in the past. So that's what we use property search and deal analyzer for. Property search to find the properties. Click on the little icon. Again, I'll just show you one more time. Click on the small icon in the top right hand corner to add it to Deal Analyzer, and then all of your pipeline will be in Deal Analyzer, and as you can see, it can save an awful lot of properties for you, going back quite some time. Okay, so make sure if you do find a property on UPD that you like, irrespective of where it's listed, if you do want to do something with it, you plan to put offers in or plan to try and stack it up, make sure you add it to Deal Analyzer.